Hey guys, and welcome back to Naruto 64. So in the last episode we had the, well, not the conclusion to the Neji Naruto fight, but we did have Neji's backstory kind of explained in the backstory of his dad and what actually happened there. It seems like the Hyuga clan keeps a lot of secrets, but I feel like it was needed. I feel like that was a secret that Neji had to kind of grow up before he was ready to accept exactly what happened with his dad. I feel like he needed that fight with Naruto to kind of smash that destiny thing out of his brain, so that he could realize that his dad actually chose to die, to sacrifice himself for the good of his brother, not so much the clan, not so much the main branch, but for the fact that it was his brother, which was very honorable. But yeah, it happened. So I wonder if we're going to see a flip in Neji's attitude towards things, especially his attitude towards Hinata, which is really unfounded, in my opinion, anyway. But other than that, we also had the start of Shikamaru's fight, or at least we're going to see Shikamaru's fight. The other fights, the Konkuro, almost says Konohamaru. Could you imagine Konohamaru in the fight? Jeez. Konkuro's fight, Konkuro actually forfeited because he didn't want people to find out his strategy, his whatever he was doing that's going to lead up to something that the Sand Village are planning. So it's interesting to see what's going to go on, but there's only one way to find out, that's by watching the next episode. But before we do that, do remember to hit that like button. It's easy to do. I tend to do it before I watch the video just so that it's done and I never forget about it. And if you get a bit ticked off with a video, you can always unlike it or hit that dislike button if you didn't like it in the first place. But without further ado, let's crack straight into Naruto, episode 64.
Damn that Naruto.
I love how excited...
Zero motivation! The guy with cloud envy!
I love how excited Naruto gets for someone else's match. Why are they throwing stuff at Shikamaru? It's not his fault that the previous people forfeited.
We're just the warm-up for the main event. All they care about is watching Sasuke.
You're just a warm-up for the main event, that's if Sasuke turns up.
Well, if that's the way they're gonna be, maybe I won't give them a match at all. Why knock myself out for them?
I mean, so you can be a tune-in, I guess.
And to top it off, my opponent's a girl. Again.
Oh, come on.
He never was very driven, but this?
It's enough to destroy anyone's motivation, isn't it?
Hey, I didn't start the match yet.
I forgot. This girl's a spunky one. I hate spunky.
What a drag. I hope he just deflected that. What a beast.
It really doesn't make a whole lot of difference to me whether I ever become a Chunin or not. But I guess maybe I shouldn't let myself get beaten by a female.
Oh! Big words, man. That's what he was standing on. I love just how effortless Shikamaru makes everything.
I know it's not very classy for a guy to clobber a girl, but whoever said I was classy?
I don't think anyone expects you to be classy, mate.
Shadow possession jutsu!
I mean, his shadow possession is very powerful, but what makes you think that that's all that he's got?
So why do I always have to fight girls? It sucks, man.
Go for it, Shikamaru! Use the super ultimate technique on her and take that bitch down!
Wow!
Yo, is this seat taken?
I thought you were in the hospital. Your stomach's okay now?
It was literally just indigestion.
What's up? I thought Sasuke's match was supposed to be next.
Everyone needs Choji as a friend. He's got all the snacks.
Never expected to see Shikamaru in the final.
It's not final Choji!
Shikamaru may not have as much fighting spirit as some other people. And okay, his technique is pretty lousy, but he's strong at strategy. So strong, in fact, that without him, we might not have gotten through the preliminary round.
Oh, I think Choji meant the final is in the final round of the tuning exams.
I think he's gonna show us his passionate side today. Yeah! Go, Shikamaru!
Has Zeno got a little bit of the hots for Shikamaru?
Sometimes I wish I was a cloud. Just floating along.
According to Neji, people are clouds.
Jeez. would be so much work.
Who knew it'd be such a drag, mate? That's like being a YouTuber. People think it's just do what you want. You can't.
A guy's gotta do what a guy's gotta do.
What's he thinking behind that stupid grin? Is he mocking me? Ninja art! One-side jutsu!
I don't feel like he thinks of anything much apart from how much effort he does not want to put into things.
I remember. This is how she beat me in our fight. Nothing I threw at her could get past it.
How about just not throwing stuff at her then? I mean, you can backflip all you want, but you've still got a shadow.
Now I get it.
Do you? Because I don't.
With that shadow possession jutsu of yours, you can manipulate any shadow you're in. The wall's shadow, for instance. But there's a limit, isn't there? No matter how thin you stretch it, it'll only reach so far.
Okay.
You got me.
Ah, so, right, okay.
Even using the wall's shadow, his jutsu can only reach to here. 15 meters, 32 centimeters. That's the range of his attack. If I can just stay outside this line, he can't touch me.
I mean, that's really impressive how you can measure that so precisely.
She's better at long-range attacks anyway. This match is as good as over.
Well, yeah, but that's only if he keeps hiding in the shadow of the wall. Like, clouds also cast shadows, so all he needs to do is wait for a cloud to go past it. Either that or he's got something else up his sleeve.
A hand sign?
No, he's not making a hand sign. It's something more like a habit.
A habit?
That kid. He's like an old man. He likes to take things slowly.
Ain't nothing wrong with taking things slowly.
Whenever he gets stuck on a move, he does that thing with his hands.
That's his thinking stance.
All the times we've played, I've never beaten him. Strategy on a game board is no different from strategy on the field of battle, and all great generals know that. Shikamaru's got the mind of a great general. Just you one.
He does seem like a good strategist.
Test scores when we grouped the Genin. His were no better than Naruto's, maybe worse.
He says the act of putting pencil to paper is a drag. It's too much work for him.
Everything's a bloody drag.
I didn't say he wasn't lazy, but he was so good at strategy games I had him take an IQ test. Of course, I had to deceive him into thinking it was just another game.
It's actually interesting. They say that the smartest people often procrastinate a lot and have are lazy, as other people would think.
Beyond genius, the kid has an IQ of over 200.
200?
That's very high IQs. I don't put much stock in IQ tests, to be honest, but that's a very high score.
Now it begins.
Like, I don't think a 200 IQ is even possible. I know, apparently 1 in 10 billion have an IQ of 200.
No use in hiding!
Are you sure he's even got a strategy?
I hope so.
He'll have a strategy, don't you worry.
Look at that. He can't get anywhere near her. Go, Shikamaru! Do something!
Joji can't look at it. He's too busy enjoying his chips.
This is way too much work for him.
What are you talking about? No way he's gonna give up. At least, I don't think he's gonna give up.
I don't think he'll give up. I think if he thinks to himself that it's a game and to see who wins, that's the way you've got to inspire Shikamaru. You've got to gamify everything. Can you eat quieter, Choji, please?
You can't hide forever. Come out, coward!
What makes him a coward? Hiding doesn't make you a coward. Makes you smart.
Forget it. As long as I stay on this side of the line, he can't touch me.
What makes you think that?
It's still coming.
You're pretty quick on your toes.
Now I see what you've been up to. You weren't just hiding. You were killing time, waiting for the sun to get low.
I was gonna say the longer he waits, the bigger the shadow gets. I'll give it a couple hours and he's gonna wreck you.
How's Shikamaru gonna use his shadow anyway? I mean, what's he gonna do? He's in the shadow of the arena already.
Unbelievable. You really don't know anything about what Shikamaru's capable of, do you?
How powerful must Shikamaru be at nighttime?
If I just calculate the height of the sun and measuring the distance he's gained from his previous attack, I can still keep out of range. No problem.
Okay, but you'll just constantly be running away from him then. And like I says, what happens if there's a cloud or something?
Over your head!
What is that?
Oh, nice! That's such a good idea.
I've got you now!
Oh, that's so cool that he used that to extend his shadow.
Clever move. Now I not only have to worry about the shadows on the ground, I have to keep an eye on this thing above my head, and it extends his range indefinitely. Huh. Guess I've been underestimating this slacker clown. His shadow possession jutsu is a lot more dangerous than I thought.
Listen, if you think that he's a slacker and he still managed to make it to the same level that you're at, then how far do you think he could make it if he applied himself?
She learns fast, I'll give her that.
Good, but not good enough.
I'll get it.
She's a strategist too.
She may be a strategist too, but is she as good as Shikamaru?
The longer the shadows, the farther his range.
Well, that's why it would be better if his match was delayed, if his match was actually at the end.
I create a diversion with the clone jutsu.
Okay, but how stupid must he be to think that you could suddenly have two of your things whilst doing a clone jutsu? She was hiding in the shadow of her fan, wasn't she?
My body, it's frozen.
It took a while, but my shadow possession finally worked.
No.
Was it? Did he do it with the fan?
Amazing. He was thinking 3 moves ahead all along.
As I said, that's Shikamaru's strength.
Of course he was. He was a strategist.
It couldn't reach this far.
Look behind you. I'll let you.
Well, he used the hole that Naruto made?
Don't you recognize that hole? It's where Naruto popped out of the ground and knocked Neji for a loop.
That's interesting.
I never thought of the shadows underground.
That was your mistake.
Like I said, he's thinking 3 moves ahead.
But like it says, what about nighttime? Like, how powerful does that make him?
First, he gets her to retreat behind the line she thinks is the limit of his shadow attack. Then, just when she's starting to feel safe, he surprises her by extending his range, forcing her to fall back again.
It was also that he could get her in between the two holes.
He's maneuvering her closer and closer to that hole behind her. And then, she's caught. Now that's how you play the game.
That was really cool. That was really cool.
The whole time I thought I was keeping out of range of his shadow jutsu, when I was really walking right into it.
He was just playing you like an absolute fiddle.
This slacker clown outsmarted me.
The next move is checkmate.
But what's he gonna do? Like, cause the last time he made her smack her head off the wall, like, how does he turn this into a win now?
Look at everybody. A minute ago, they were throwing things at him.
Well, who would have ever thought the guy turned out to be a ringer?
I mean, they've made it this far. They've got to be, like, at least halfway decent. Furiously eating! Are you okay, Choji? Jesus. What are you gonna do? Is Choji going mental?
The hell with it. I give up.
What? What? Why?
Hey, what? You gotta be kidding me!
I don't... Why?
I told you he'd give up. Looks like I know Shikamaru a little bit better than you do, huh?
What? What did you say?
Is that because he done the interesting part?
I used up all my chakra on that shadow possession jutsu. I'm good for about another 10 seconds, and that's it. Bummer. And here I'd already planned out the next 200 moves in my head. But my chakra's running low.
I don't...
If I was to win this thing, it would just mean more work.
That is true.
This guy is something else. The winner is Tamari.
But yeah, if you won it, you would just end up having to fight someone else, and that just sounds like such a drag. That was cool, man. I love, like... I love that he's... Well, actually, I love that we're getting some sort of breadth to these characters now. It's like, Shikamaru is, like, such an intelligent, like, strategist that he managed to just outsmart her, like, literally every step of the way. He started by going into the trees, hiding in the shadows, so that he knew that if she followed him, she was screwed, which gave him enough time to formulate a plan. And as soon as he did, she was done for, like, from the beginning. And even though he didn't win, he still won, you know? So, no, it's interesting. But yeah, like I said, they say that people with the highest IQs are generally the most lazy. And normally it's because nothing's a challenge. Like, things aren't generally challenging for them, so they just don't bother. You know, which is interesting to think of. I bet you know a few people who are incredibly intelligent but appear very lazy, and it's normally because things just generally don't challenge them. So it's interesting. But yeah, I'm very interested to see what happens with this Sasuke thing if he does turn up, because his match is next. But unfortunately, the only way to do that is by watching the next episode. We've run out of time in this one. So as always, thanks a lot for watching. I've been Studio. You've been awesome, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.